Gino has finally done it. He has developed a groundbreaking AI image generation software which has garnered attention. It has an uncanny ability to predict future events based on data inputs, prompts and parameters. He has offered his services primarily to businesses for market forecasting, and to governments for disaster preparedness. As word of its accuracy spread, so did the demand of his AI image generation software. People from all walks of life began seeking the software, hoping to gain insights into their personal and professional futures. But there was a darker side to this technology that few knew about. Gino has discovered a terrifying anomaly in the AI's predictions. Initially, the software would only generate business-related and natural disaster images. But lately, it has produced pictures depicting tragic events, like fatal accidents, and even deaths of individuals who had sought its predictions. Horrified by these findings, Gino imposed strict guidelines on the use of the software, refusing requests that involve personal outcomes involving death or harm. Yet the demand persisted. And with it, the temptation to exploit the software's abilities for profit. One influential businessman, Mr. Jonathan Hart, approached Gino with an offer that tested his resolve. He wanted to know the future of his competitors in the upcoming corporate merger. Despite his initial refusal, Mr. Hart kept on insisting. He said that he'll be offering a substantial sum of money, that would fund Gino's other researches for years to come. He needed the money, so he agreed reluctantly, cautioning Mr. Hart that the software's predictions were not always accurate or ethical. Days have passed, and the AI image generator processed the pictures to Mr. Hart's desire. He knows when to buy and sell stocks and where to invest, based on the software's predictions. He used the generated images well to his advantage and make him more profitable. Gino just turned a blind eye. Then one fateful morning, an image appeared on his screen to his horror. The software generated a chilling depiction of Mr. Hart himself, lying lifeless in a pool of blood, surrounded by wreckage from a car crash. Shocked and horrified, he immediately shut down the software and rushed to warn Mr. Hart. But he was too late. That very afternoon, news broke of a fatal car accident involving the business tycoon, Mr. Jonathan Hart. The details matched the image generated by the AI with eerie precision. Gino dismantled his computer system, vowing never to let its predictive capabilities be used for personal gain again. He was devastated by guilt, and was haunted by the implications of his software. But despite what happened, some people still contact Gino, willing to pay hefty prices to know what the future holds. This time, he knows better. But if he only looked at the last image generated by his AI software, for one last time, then probably, he can save himself from his own impending death. Mark had always regretted breaking up with Sarah. They had been high school sweethearts, inseparable until college pulled them apart. Their last conversation ended in tears and bitter words, leaving both with wounds that never quite healed. Mark needs to go abroad to study and have decided to end their relationship, because he thinks it will just get in the way. Sarah said that long-distance relationship will work, that they don't have to break up. But Mark was insistent, saying that he needs to focus on his studies to establish himself in the future. Once he becomes successful, he'll be back for her. Years later, Mark found himself in a successful career, and yet, he was deeply devastated. Because when he was about to contact Sarah, he found out that she had died. He still couldn't shake the guilt of how things ended between them. He was haunted by her memories day by day. One evening, while working late at his desk, he stumbled upon a new AI text-to-speech software, that claimed to replicate any voice, based on the uploaded sample. Intrigued, he uploaded a sample of Sarah's voice and entered old messages they exchanged. To his surprise, the text-to-speech software generated a voice that sounded exactly like Sarah's. The same gentle tone he remembered so well. A chill ran down his spine, but curiosity got the better of him. He typed in their old love letters and even arguments they had. It's like having a conversation again with her. Then one stormy night, as Mark drove home after a few drinks with friends, he decided to test the AI further. He entered some statements which he wanted Sarah to say, if he were to tell her that he regretted leaving her. The app processed the input, and Sarah's voice filled his car, hauntingly real. Caught in a moment of nostalgia and deep longing, Mark lost control of his car. It skidded off the road and crashed into a tree. Miraculously, he survived with minor injuries. But the voice of Sarah from the text-to-speech app continued to replay in his mind, eerily intertwined with the guilt and regret he felt. Days passed, and Mark became increasingly obsessed with the AI voice. He couldn't stop listening to Sarah's voice, replaying their happiest memories and imagining what could have been. But the voice began to change and it started saying things which he didn't type in. The voice was urging him to join her, to end his pain and be together forever. Terrified, Mark tried to shut off the AI software, but it won't stop processing Sarah's voice, which is now filled with malice and anger. He sought help from the customer service of the app, but none could explain why the app had taken on a life of its own. Desperate and tormented, Mark realized the truth. He had unwittingly summoned Sarah's vengeful spirit through the AI software, a manifestation of her unresolved anger and longing for closure. Haunted by the AI's voice, Mark now lives in fear, never knowing when Sarah's ghostly whispers will return. Marissa had always been alone. She never had a boyfriend or a romantic partner since birth. Not that she's mean or rude. She's just choosy and very particular about the person she wants to date. One day, she found an app called Perfect Partner on her phone. It claimed to create an AI boyfriend who could talk to her, understand her, and even look the way she wanted. Desperate for company, she downloaded the app and paid for the premium version. The AI boyfriend, who she named Alex, was everything she ever wanted. She could choose his hair color, his eyes, his voice. He was perfect. She can text, call and even have a video chat with him. It's like having a real boyfriend, but a customized one. They talked every night, and she felt a warmth she had never known. One day, Marissa saw someone across the street who looked exactly like Alex. She blinked, thinking it was just her imagination. But there he was, sitting inside a coffee shop, smiling like the way Alex smiles. He's staring the way Alex looks at her during their video calls. He looks undoubtedly like him. Marissa's heart skipped a beat. Confused and excited, Marissa started paying more money to the app to make Alex more real and more detailed. She upgraded her subscription even further. The conversations became deeper, more intimate. She felt a connection so strong that it consumed her. It's like being with someone real. Marissa began to see Alex everywhere. At the grocery store, in the park, even outside her window at night. She started following him, unable to resist the pull of his presence. She watched him from a distance, her heart racing with every step he took. One night, she decided to confront him. She followed him to an old abandoned house. As she stepped inside, the air grew cold, and the darkness seemed to swallow her. Marissa saw Alex standing in the middle of the room, but something was wrong. His eyes were empty, lifeless. "Alex?" she whispered, her voice trembling. He turned to her, his smile twisting into something sinister. "You made me real, Marissa. But now, I need more." Before she could scream, the darkness closed in, and she felt cold hands wrap around her mouth. The last thing she heard was Alex's voice, whispering in her ear, "Thank you for bringing me to life." The next morning, Marissa's phone lay on her bed, the Perfect Partner app open. But Alex was gone, and so was Marissa. All that remained was her phone, with a new prompt on the screen, "New user." And somewhere, across the street, a new woman saw a handsome stranger, who looked exactly like her dream man.